Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year's. 2026 is officially here. Well, kind of has been for a few days now, but that is besides the point. Hopefully, everybody has had a fantastic holiday these past couple of weeks. As always, my name is Music Man, and this is NBA Jam here on Classical Music. Last time, the Infernos had a big turnaround up against their opponents, the Washington Wizards. They had a strong, dominating performance against the Wizards, ultimately beating them despite being down a player, because Kobe Bryant, for those that forgot, was apparently out for a few games because of a shoulder injury. Well, I'm happy to report that he'll be back and ready to play ball as early as the next game. He won't be in tonight, but he'll be cheering on his team from the sidelines. In the meantime, the Infernos will have their next opponents here tonight, and they are the Chicago Bulls. Now, back in the early 2000s, the Bulls had a star and strong player in the name of Michael Jordan. However, tonight, he will not be in the game because he decided to take an extended leave just to spend time with his family, which, you know what, I can respect that. But game still goes on. With all of that out of the way, let's head on over to where the fate of the coin brings us for this match. All right, so here we are at the United Arena in Chicago, Illinois, as we still follow the Infernos in their NBA league. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Infernos. We see a familiar lineup from last time around. Rodney B at the point guard position, Tim Gunn in the power forward, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas in center. And over on the Chicago side, we have Jalen Rose in the forward position, Scottie Pippen in the guard, and Danielle Marshall in it for that third spot. And the game's already off. Ball is stolen over to the Infernos. Ilgauskas tries to go for the three. Gets rebounded by Rodney, who instead goes for an alley-oop. And Ilgauskas picks up from where he left off, bringing in the first 2 points of the game. Awesome alley-oop by Ilgauskas. And good game sense from Rodney B as well. Pippen goes for a there and backboard oop, I guess, and lands it to tie the score. Rodney maneuvers through the court, passes it to Ilgauskas, who passes it to Duncan, who passes it back to Rodney for an everybody's a winner style alley-oop for another 2 points for the Infernos team. And also, they are ready for a hot spot to start off the new year. Infernos looking so hot, but Chicago is keeping up their pace. Rodney brings it down, activates the hot shot, tries to juke his way over to it, eventually grabs it, and brings in a slam dunk for 3 points with the help of the hot spot. Rodney now heating up, kind of, not really, but still putting on a fantastic performance since his extended training. Rose does bring another 2 points back, but 2 points is not enough. Infernos still have a 1 point lead. Rodney goes in for a dunk, but then passes it to Duncan for the alley-oop. And that extends the lead just a little bit. Still a single possession game. Pippen dunks on top of Rodney B, keeping the score as close as possible and readying up a hot spot for the Chicago Bulls. Now Duncan goes for a backboard oop. Passes it to Rodney for the alley-oop. Ilgauskas tries to go for another one, but couldn't get it in time. And that was Marshall, I believe, going in for a 3-point hotspot slam dunk for Chicago, tying up the score once again. Rodney, however, has his own hotspot ready, and this time it's for a 4-point end with the ball going around his body. Slams it home for 4 points onto the board for the Infernos team. Game is already looking a lot closer than what I think a lot of people would be expecting. Jalen brings it down the court, gets interrupted. Pippen goes for it, a simple layup. Somebody tries to stop it, but couldn't get it in time. Duncan goes for the alley-oop. Rodney goes with another alley-oop and adds another 2 points to the score, keeping the point lead at 4. One hot spot between the two of them. Pippen goes in for a dunk, but now gets blocked by Rodney. Rodney making his way over, passes it to Duncan, and there's another breakout alley-oop for the Inferno side. Ooh, Rodney getting a little bit aggressive there, but That is the name of the game. Duncan goes in for a dunk. Ilgakis tries to go for a second alley-oop. Ends up taking a jump shot. Pippen grabs the rebound. Rodney gets the steal. Passes it to Ilgakis for the alley-oop, but it gets rejected. Duncan instead brings in the alley-oop home. No, home. Another hotspot is ready for the side of the Inferno. They just need to get the score, get the possession, which they do. Duncan could have passed it to Rodney for an alley-oop, but instead opts to take it himself to get on fire. And Rodney, being the teammate that he is, stops a dunk from bouncing Duncan's flames. Duncan now brings in the alley-oop, or the alley-oop, as he is the second one to go in after Ilgakis goes in for an alley-oop. Another same hotspot is available. They need to use it soon so that they keep the points. Pippen misses the dunk somehow. Marshall brings it home instead and doubts Duncan's flames. Rodney tries to go in for the alley-oop, but is getting blocked. Manages to find it and brings home 5 points for the Inferno side. Score now 30-15, favoring the Infernos with 8 seconds left on the first quarter. Rodney steals the ball away from the Chicago Bulls, goes in for a three-point, misses it, but Ilgakis was there ready for a putback dunk. Marshall tries to go for a court-long shot, 3 points. Not going to work, as that is going to be the end of the quarter. However, Chicago does maintain possession of the ball. Never mind, as soon as I say that, it gets stolen. Ilgakis brings it down, goes in for a dunk. Rodney offers the alley-oop and brings it home for the Infernos to start off the second quarter. Ilgakis blocks a jump shot from the three-point arc. Rodney is looking to be on fire, misses a three-point shot. Chicago passes it to Marshall. Rodney denies the dunk. Goes for another three-point shot, lands it, and that was his third shot in a row. So now Rodney B is on fire. Pippen brings it down, passes to Marshall, passes to Rose, gets stolen by Rodney B. Rodney goes for another 3 points, and it lands as being on fire. Makes it so much easier to land those fadeaway shots. Marshall passes it to Pippen, who goes for it in the backward oop, and it lands right in the face of Rodney B. Rodney clearly not liking that, but what can you do? Infernos are still in the lead with a heavy lead in the second quarter, and Rodney answers back saying, I don't need to be on fire for a three-point shot. I can do it without it. Rodney passes it to Ilgakis for an alley-oop dunk. That's 5 points now for the Infernos. Rodney steals it, goes for another 3 points, misses it. Rose gets the rebound, passes it to Pippen, but Marshall picks up the slack. Another hotspot is ready for the side of the Infernos. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and Marshall brings in a simple 2-point jump shot from that. Ilgakis brings it down. Rodney goes in for the hotspot, manages to grab it, and slams down 6 points for the side of the Infernos. There is one type of hotspot available for the Infernos, and that is a 7-point hotspot available. Rose goes for a 3-point, misses it. Rodney with the rebound, but they're kind of abusing him a little bit. Rodney can take it, he says, goes in for another 3-point jump shot and lands it with 1:14 left on the clock. Chicago keeping close contention of the ball, trying to make sure that Rodney does not score. I think they figured out the Inferno's game plan. Give the ball to Rodney B. Ilgakis picks up the offensive rebound and brings it home. Less than a minute left now on the clock. Jump shot from Marshall, misses it. Rodney grabs the rebound. He needs to pass it up, and Duncan brings in the 2-point jump shot. Scores now 58-19 on the side of the Infernos. Ilgakis tries to go for a backboard oop, but that did not work out in his favor. Got denied from that. Ilgakis gets the steal. Rodney brings it down. Tries to go for a 3-point, but he gets interrupted. Instead, Duncan tries to give the ball for an alley-oop to Ilgakis. Ends up passing it to Rodney for whatever reason, but Rodney sees the alley-oop and passes it to his teammate Ilgakis. Marshall drives the ball down, misses the layup as it gets denied by Rodney B. Rodney goes for a 3-point shot, lands it, is now on fire with 8.6 seconds left on the half. Pippen tries to go for a shot, but it was half court. and that is half time. 63-19 now in favor of the Infernos is the score for this matchup. We got some substitution coming in for the second half. Ron Artis is now coming in for Ilgakis. So we will be seeing the board with Rodney B, Tim Duncan, and Ron Artis. Another familiar second half lineup. Over on the Chicago Bulls side is Jamal Crawford is coming in for Scottie Pippen. Now Chicago does have the opportunity of getting a second sub in, which I am getting the reports in soon. Tyson Chandler is going to be subbing in for Marshall. So 2 fresh players for the side of Chicago, 1 fresh player from the side of the Infernos, as we're looking at all these replays of Infernos just dominating the Chicago Bulls, similar to how they did the Washington Wizards a couple weeks ago. There you go. And all the players are reported to be ready, so we are going to be heading back to the court side soon and start off the second half of this match. Will the Bulls be able to pull it back? We're about to find out as Chandler brings it down the court, passes it to Crawford, passes it to Jalen, but it gets denied. Rodney B brings it down, goes in for a 3-point shot, lands it despite an alley-oop being called. That is perfectly okay. 3 points is a very good way to open up the second half. Rodney blocks another dunk from the Bulls. You're not getting that. Instead, Rodney is getting another 3 points. So already 6 points taken from the Inferno side to the Chicago Bulls, none points. But that changes now with Crawford dunking on Rodney, dousing his flames. Rodney tries to go for the 3-point, but it doesn't seem to be working out. He goes for a dunk. Duncan calls in the alley-oop. Rodney passes, and Duncan slams it home. Now a 50-point lead for the Infernos, 71-21. And the second half only just started. Rodney B goes in for a responding breakout oop, returning the favor from Duncan and helping him out. Fantastic team play from the Inferno side in this match. Artis steals the ball, passes it to Rodney. Rodney goes in for a simple dunk, but it does ready up that 7-point hot spot. Rodney tries to go for a steal, but again gets juked by Rose, who brings it down for a dunk, ending the drought. Crawford tries to go for the alley-oop. Rodney denies it. Goes in for the hot spot, does his kung fu pose, and brings in 7 points for the Infernos team, extending their lead significantly, I might add. There is a very, very good chance that the game will be over at this quarter. 82-23 with 1:37 left on the clock. It is looking very unlikely that Chicago will be able to figure out a response. Crawford goes for a shot from beyond the arc. Rodney picks up the rebound. Artis goes in for a simple layup, and it just slides right in through the net. Crawford tries to dunk it to end another drought, and successfully landed, bringing 2 points home for the Chicago Bulls. It was a pass attempt made to Rodney, but it gets stolen. Jalen tries to go for a dunk. Instead, Rodney denies it, passes it to Duncan, who brings it home for another 2 points for the Infernos side. 1 minute left in the third quarter of the match. And Infernos has a commanding lead. It is unbelievable, but not as unbelievable as Rodney missing the defensive rebound and letting Crawford get a return on the shot. But instead, they're going to respond with 2 points of their own as a dare and backboard. Rodney goes in for another dunk and gets his response back, bringing 90 points over for the Infernos now to the Chicago's 27 points. Again, whatever training that Rodney has done when he first found out of Kobe's injuries, it seems to be paying dividends. I say that as Chicago gets their 3 points. Rodney goes for another jump shot. It was behind the arc, so it will count for 3 points for the Inferno side. A 3-point for 3-point. Infernos gets the steal. Duncan brings in another 2 points. 14.6 seconds left in the third quarter, and it's looking to be over. 3 points added on the board for the Chicago Bulls, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much about it. Rodney answers back with another 3 points of his own. I am calling it. This game is over. This game is significantly over. Crawford tries to go for a dunk, but there wasn't enough time. He had the ball in his hands by the time the buzzer went, so that shot was not going to count. And we get an opening 3-point shot for the fourth and final corner, bringing the score to 101. Not to be confused with 101 Dalmatians. Ronnie looking to be on fire. Goes for another 3 points, but it does get interjected. Chicago now have a hot spot ready, but the Infernos are trying their very hardest to make sure that they don't use it. And Duncan goes in for a dunk. Rodney goes in for the alley-oop and gets it. Gets on fire. Denies the hot spot slam from the Chicago Bulls. All those points spent for absolutely nothing. Jalen tries to go for the dunk, but Rodney is there to say, nope, that is my ball. Goes in for a 3-point shot and lands it from the top of the key. Chandler now bringing the ball down, passes it to Rose, who goes in for the layup but gets interrupted by Rodney. Chandler instead goes for a dunk, gets interrupted. Crawford goes for the alley-oop, and that is what's going to douse the flame of Rodney B's. Another hotspot available, and Rodney takes it. Rodney spins. Rodney slams down another 7 points for the Infernos team. This, again, I've said this last time, I'll say it again. This is looking to be a very different Infernos team, a much better performing Infernos team, and all of it seems to be on the hands of Rodney B. Maybe last time wasn't a fluke. I think that's what Rodney is trying to say as he puts down another 3 points. That last time was not a fluke. He did get that good at the game. He knows how to play now. He knows how to lead his team to victories. Rodney tries to go for the alley-oop, but it was too little, too late. Chicago gets the steal, and Chandler is the one that brings it down for another 2 points for his team. Rodney goes for a jump shot. Unfortunately, that one was inside the arc, so it would have counted for 2 points. Luckily, Artis was there to get the rebound and put it back. Crawford now goes for a backboard hoop dunk and lands it despite Rodney being right there. Rodney not being so good at denying those backboard shots. Instead, he's going to go for an alley-oop dunk on the Chicago team. 1 minute left in the game, and as I said last time, it is over. I do not see the Chicago Bulls running it back. Artis goes in for a layup, adding another 2 points to the game. If it wasn't over, then it is definitely over now. I think it's a mathematical impossibility for Chicago to come back with a win. Duncan goes for the alley-oop. Artis goes for the alley-oop. And Rodney goes for the alley-oop. And yeah, there's really not much else to say about this game. Infernos, once they got heated up between Rodney and Duncan, it was just running away with it. Rodney getting a little bit confident, going for a half-court shot, misses it naturally, but they do get the offensive rebound and get another 2 points on the board. 15 seconds left on the clock. 3-point shot attempt is made, but misses. And Rodney goes for his own 3-point, makes it, is on fire, but there's only 3.4 seconds left in the game. It is over. The Infernos wins the game, and Rodney gets a buzzer beater at the end, adding insult to injury as the Infernos beat the Chicago Bulls 132 to 39. Not yet 100 points, but it's looking like it's heading in that direction with how the Infernos have been playing. But that is going to do it in the meantime. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of NBA Jam. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you know when the next video goes live, next live stream. I'm being told that Jordan and Dylan also live stream here and Twitch. Keep an eye out for that link in the description below, as well as some of the links to our other socials, including BlueSky and Instagram and TikTok. All those links will be in the description as well. And don't forget to join our Discord community. We're full of gamers here looking to beat sickness to the next level as we enter the new year. A thing that we do every year, but with your help, we can make it possible. Here's a little bit of NBA trivia. And as always, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next time.